Hello, welcome. This is a good day to be together and to give and receive love with each other. And I wanted to start today or continue by, I want to combine loving ourselves with hugging with loop of awareness, so that we really can use this time to fill our reservoirs so that we can be available for others as well without depleting ourselves even more. So I want to invite you to, first of all, think of someone or some place that you absolutely know you love. So I want you to think of them. It could be a place like, for me, oftentimes it's a particular place on the beach that I just know I love, or it can be my cats, or of course, Gay. And I want you to think of that person or place until you're actually having the feeling of loving. And if you lose it, which can happen, I'd like you to then go ahead and think of that person or place again until you're having the experience of loving. And I'd like you to then give your attention to where you're experiencing that most in your body. And I see some of you using your hands to really enforce that, to touch that. So wonderful. And as you're thinking of that person or place that you love, I'd like you to use your love scoops to gather that in to create a love pool for you. So scooping and gathering and letting land so that you can feel your feet in it, or you have your own little like walk-in tub that is a little love tub that you can just walk into and sit and gather the love around you. So let yourself take a couple of moments to do that, and you can scoop around you, under you. You can let it wash over you and then gather in your own little love tub. And I'm right now letting my feet splash in it because we're in the middle of a historic drought here. So I want the love to be a source of juiciness and aliveness. Because love, circulating love, being with, really makes you juicy and creates a felt feeling of aliveness that you can enjoy. So notice if there are any places in you that are wanting to experience even more of this love, the love pool. And I'm also wanting to give some to the back of my body, because this is so much easier. That's how your arms, they go to the front of your body. This is where you experience your emotions. But, excuse me, and this is where we experience anger. And if any of you have been in touch in recent days, you may be feeling a lot of anger. So I want to also have you give love to yourself in your anger. Anger is a wired in response to a fundamental unfairness. When we get trespassed on, our bodies go roar. And I want you to let yourself love your inner roar. And if you're feeling like making a roar, go ahead, especially since you're all muted. You can go as roary as you want to. And then just shower love on yourself for feeling anger. Because it may be that anger, and our collective anger, is the only thing that's going to change something. And if we're caught in fear, which comes up the front of our bodies, we tend to contract. Anger is expansive and allows us to forge and to break through, whereas fear kind of goes, ooh, oh, excuse me. You know, we go into, and even fight, everybody says fight back now. And one of the things Michelle and I were talking about before the call is that fight back just keeps us in the same context of fear. Fight is fear. So this is a really good time to love yourself feeling fear, absolutely. And to let your body help discern where's the energy under fight that I can use to create something new. So in your love scoops, as you love yourself for feeling fear, let yourself just notice the energy of fear as it comes up the front of your body. For me, it has more of a, it takes me up and out, and also I get narrowed. So as you're loving yourself for feeling fear, let yourself notice what's the quality of the fear today. And if you were to wake up your inner dragon, your inner tiger, what's the feeling of that? And can you love yourself, bring that into your love pool, your own righteous anger, and how you might mobilize that anger to forge alliances, to break through, to create new contexts. So also let yourself, as you're doing love scoops, let yourself notice that when you bring that in, do you let yourself receive it? Because part of what we're doing here is opening up the flow of liveness that you can enjoy no matter what you're doing or where you are. You can be enjoying this flow of aliveness. And your enjoyment of your aliveness and your feeling of loving yourself is palpable. You can be a lantern of love that moves around in the world and helps to, doesn't actually even help, it just is and radiates out in a way that other people could receive without taking anything from you. So see if you would be willing to let your loving yourself for all of it, the fear and the anger and confusion and ranting. Don't know if you've done your daily rant. I haven't done mine yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that in the pool. The pool is a great place to do a rant. And noticing that basically fear contracts us. And we can love ourselves for feeling contracted, because so that may be that you just need to be with how devastating all that feels to you. And anger may also be scary to you. So you might not ever have really organized your anger to say, no, this will not stand. So you can get scared of your anger. So take a moment to gather all that into your love pool. And if you need to, just think of that person or place again. That can be your touchstone, your tone, your bell. When you lose it, just think of that person or place until you feel it. So giving to yourself first, and as much as you want throughout the day, throughout the week. Beautiful. And I love how, Lynette, I love how you're doing your, if you want to, if any of you can see Lynette, she's doing this wonderful kind of, looks like love raindrops. And when I do that, it feels really wonderful. So you can also look around and see how people are loving themselves and go, oh, I want to try that out too. That's part of us sharing together, which is so wonderful. And then I wanted to have, Michelle, would you put this screenshot up? Because I wanted to share with you one thing that I think is so valuable for us right now. And this is from Thich Nhat Hanh. You have to really hug the one you are holding. You have to make him or her or them very real in your arms, breathing consciously and hugging with all your body, spirit, and heart. Hugging meditation is a practice of mindfulness. Breathing in, I know my dear one is in my arms, alive. Breathing out, they are so precious to me. If you breathe deeply like that, holding the person you love, the energy of your care and appreciation will penetrate into them, and they will be nourished and bloom like a flower. Isn't that wonderful? And my experience has been, we can come back to the group now. And you can put that in the chat too for folks. Michelle, thanks. The energy, what I have found during the pandemic is that I can hug people who are not in the room. And I'd love for you to also practice your loop of awareness as a big hug. And I'd like you to first send that out to somebody in your immediate circle of friends whom you can feel could use a hug. And I'd like you from your love pool to send out your energy in this big energetic hug. And I can feel my friend sort of wiggling like, oh, come on now, I don't really need that. And I just got her. I'm going to just hold her until she just accepts that hug. It's kind of like when my cats are squirmy, you might have a hug squirmer. So just let yourself go, okay, I got you. You can go ahead and squirm. I'm still here. And then I want you to come back to your love pool. So, and take a few, it's like you letting your love pool hug you. And remember the science about 20-second hugs. So it's 20 seconds that releases the endorphins that allow you to really feel connected and nourished. So my experiment, my invitation is, let's do this energetically and see, like I have a little experiment going where I'm thinking of one of my friends that I'm going to contact later today and ask her if this morning, if she felt any extra sort of, aliveness or warmth, or so my sense is this is palpable, that you can give and receive hugs and love and attention over distance, and rather than just in person, although that is totally yummy. So if you'd be willing to experiment, I'd love for you to do that, and you can let us know next week what happened. So my body's going, I want some pets now. So not just my cat wants pets. So tune into your own body now, giving attention to you, and let your body tell you what kind of attention would you like right now before we end for today. What kind of attention is it, because we have all these lovely senses. So would your body like to be whispered to lovingly? Would your body like to be sung to or hummed? Would your body like to be touched? And what kind of touch? So my body is right now just wanting some light pats. I love it when Gay comes by and he just pats me. It just feels so loving, and there's a kind of, I gotcha in that pat, like, I gotcha, it's okay. And then one more, sending out a giant hug to the whole community, the whole country, as big as you want to go, the whole world in a big hug. I was just hearing that Perfect Harmony song from a couple of decades ago. About, I'd like to send the world a something. Ah, and then because we forget to do this, come back to you. Let you be home base. Let yourself fill up you first and then overflow to others. So thank you so much for being together today, and love looking at your faces and remembering that we can choose love. And love is being in the same space as, it's not anything fancy. We make it real fancy, but it's really, are you willing to be in the same space? So thank you for being in the same space. Mwah. Until next time.